Hi! I haven't done a video of my gardening tour for so long, so I thought, why not do that again? Instead of taking a bunch of pictures. The wildflower meadow is coming along very nicely this year. It's the second or even third year after we have sown the stuff. Can't quite remember. I think it's the second one. Cherries are coming along pretty well as well, but it all depends on whether or not we're going to see rain in the next few weeks or not, because we have been suffering under a pretty severe drought this spring. It has been crazy dry, which of course has the upside that in contrast to last year, we have almost no slug and snail damage with the plants. But yeah, the downside is my well, which usually carries water until high summer, is already dry. It has been dry since April, which is quite scary. So yeah, super dry spring. If we get some rain shortly before the cherries are ripe, they will burst open and rot before we can eat them. So let's hope not. Yeah. Oops. That wasn't supposed to happen. Yeah. Here are some pot plants from Andrea. The grapes. I forgot to crop them, this spring. I usually do that in February, but I just completely forgot. So let's see if they like it or not. Next year I have to crop them back again. The olive tree has lots and lots of, we call that wool lice. I don't know if you have the same term in English. So I have to treat it. I will do that by using some etherical orange oil, I think you call it essential orange oil, and a drop of dishwashing detergent, because it destroys the white stuff and then the lice within dry out. Yeah, and it's not chemical but natural. Yeah, here are some of my potted plants. Even the Mexican mini cucumber is coming along nicely. That one had no chance last year because of all the slugs, so I'm happy this year. This is Greek mountain tea, very good and very healthy. And this is crazy. This is all physalis, but this one is from last year and it survived winter here in this pot in the yard. That's really crazy. The ones I grew from seed this year aren't so happy because they are having, I don't know if you can see that, sorry for my really dirty gardening fingernails. They have Spinnmilben, like they are mites, and they make cobwebs like spiders, and they suck on the plants. That's why they don't look so happy. But there's no chemical-free treatment for them, so I just hope they will survive. These pests thrive in hot and dry climate, so that's why there are so many this year. It's crazy dry. Yeah. This one looks better, maybe because it gets a lot of wind. It even is producing some blossoms already. This is sweet potato, and this too. This is fennel. Another fennel, a calendula, and a tagetes. This is a tree chili. They can grow like this size. The fruits are like this, pretty hot. And they can overwinter without frost. So if you take them in, you can, put them out next year again. Or if you live in a frost-free environment. Yeah, here are some tomatoes. They're still very small. And this is oca. This is, it has tubers. And it is whatever sour clay is. I will blend it in. I've forgotten the English name for sour clay. It has tubers which you can eat, and it's from Peru. And this one survived winter outside as well. This is Agastachus, and it smells and tastes like anise and a little bit like licorice. Very nice. This one I'm growing for the second year. I tried it last year and liked it so much that I propagated it this year. It is a nasturtium, but it's not for, you can eat the leaves and the flowers, of course, but it also has tubers, and they're so delicious. Really, really good. Yeah, so I hope to harvest some more than last year. Yeah, so that was the yard. Now let's see what the garden is doing. So here's still the corner, which is very chaotic. It probably will always be. Hi, Young. But here we are in the garden. These pots are potatoes. I have been growing them either in containers or like in a tower with what is that? Wire, like a wired fence around, for several years now, because when I put them in the ground, they tend to get eaten by a pest called Rüsselkäfer. It's a tiny beetle which lives under the soil and eats potatoes. So in here, they usually thrive well. Here are some of my tomatoes, which I grew from seed this year, and I still have to make space for them. I will show you. Yeah, here's another part of the wild meadow. This is really the first year, because last year when Tashi was still alive, they had no chance of growing because Tashi was rolling and rolling and rolling on the ground. But now that there's no dog in my house and my garden anymore. Hey, lieb sein, ihr zwei. Hey, behave. Yeah, they have a chance of growing. Yeah, here's a digitalis, foxglove, I think, in English. That one popped out itself, so I didn't plant it, I didn't sow it. It just say, hey, here I am, which is super cool. And yeah, several not calendula, what's it called? Campanula, oh my goodness, I don't know. We call them Glockenblume, so bluebells probably, but I think bluebells in English are something smaller. Yeah. Here's a little island of wildflowers as well. This one, Knautsia. The butterflies love this flower. I hope it will get some more blossoms. Yeah, but all in all, we have seen very few butterflies this year. It is so scary. Way less birds than last year too, and also almost no butterflies. It's really scary. I have only seen 2 kinds of butterflies so far this year, and not even in big numbers. So the loss of biodiversity is accelerating in a really scary manner. Yeah. This is Kuckuckslichtnerke, also a favorite of butterflies, but someone please tell the butterflies that I have this plant. They don't seem to know. They don't show up in my garden. Yeah. The past few years, I planted only Yacon in all of these 3 raised beds. I love Yacon very much. It's, I think, my favorite vegetable, although it tastes like a fruit. However, it was just too much for me alone to eat. So this year, only this and this one is Yacon. It's coming right here. Some more oca too. And here I have some strawberries and a chili and a paprika. No, it's a bell pepper. Yeah, bell pepper. And some peppermint, some more. And this is a slug's favorite, as you can see. They are probably hiding somewhere here. So yeah, that's why this gets eaten. This is Muscatella, Salvia, Muscatella, whatever. It can grow up to this size, has beautiful blossoms, and the wild bees love it very much, but I don't think it will get a chance to flower because of the slugs. We will see. Yeah, here's my compost corner, not very tidy. And this is my neighbor's garden, which I'm allowed to use to when I'm running out of space because my neighbor doesn't have much time to tend for his garden anyway. So let's see. Whoopala. This is all peppermint, but there are some wild blackberries coming up and some, I don't know what Vinde is. This stuff which keeps crawling around everything and strangulating it. So I have to get busy here. This used to be a bird bath. I have to refill that with water tomorrow. Here are some gooseberries, which also need to be freed from this stuff. And here are some himbeeren, raspberries. Some raspberries. And this is where my tomatoes are going to go. But as you can see, I still have a lot to do getting rid of all the weeds. And then I have to break up the soil with a broad fork. I do no-tilt or no-dig gardening, so I don't put the soil upside down. I just loosen it. I break it up with a broad fork, and afterwards I need to put on some compost so they have all the nurture they need to grow. Yeah, so lots to do here. The tomatoes will probably go in there rather late this year. I usually do that middle of May, which is now, but at the moment I have so much other stuff to do. So at the end of the month I'm traveling for a few days. So it will probably be early June before I manage to finish that. Yeah, these tiny 3 beds are mine too. I already emptied them, so got rid of the dead stuff. So same thing. I have to break up the soil, add some compost, plant some plants, and then add some mulch, which is super, super important this year because of the drought. I use a lot of sheep wool. I get that from a shepherd. And also I do chop and drop. So when I pull out something, I use that as mulch. I chop it and then I drop it on the bed. Yeah. And here in that small pot, there's some more of that nasturtium with the tubers, and also some peas. But most of them the slugs ate. Because of the high grass, there's a lot more slugs in this garden than in mine. Yeah. So back to my garden. All right, let's see. It's not even that late, but it's very cloudy today, so it looks darker than it is. Because of the thick mulch I'm using everywhere. This is moss from my neighbor's garden. She wanted to get rid of the moss, so I said, yeah, please give it to me. It's a perfect mulch. I only have to water my beds twice a week. I thoroughly water them instead of just doing a little sprinkle. So lots of water every 4 or 5 days, and that's enough. The mulch keeps it in the soil. Here's a tiny... It still needs a lot of growing. This is a zucchini. What else do you say to zucchini? You have another word, but I forgot. I hope you know what zucchini are. It's another calendula and a pea and a Mexican mini cucumber. Some basil I grew. This is tulsi. That is the sacred basil from India, which they use in all kind of traditional ceremonies and so on. And it also has a beneficial effect on the heart and the blood pressure. So since I have developed a problem with my blood pressure, I thought, hey, let's grow it and use it as tea a lot. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Here's some. One is Aesop, and the other one we call bean herb because we eat it mainly with beans. Yeah, there's a cucumber which gets eaten by slugs, sadly, but this one looks super nice, so this one is lucky. some parsley, and some, what is mangold? I forgot the English name. And it's about to go into flower. I will just leave it and then just plug it out afterwards, because when it flowers it can produce seeds. And then I have some seeds for next year. Here's a little bird bath, and yeah, for the birds to get water, because all the wild animals are super thirsty. I also, of course, have some on ground layer for the hedgehogs and the small mammals, and also the wasps use it, and so on. This is honeysuckle, which is a really weird name for this kind of early berry, because it is so sour. It doesn't taste like honey at all. This is a lily. And this, let's see if I can catch it. Come on, dude. Come on, let me catch you. This is a lily beetle. And we call that Lilian Hähnchen. So lily rooster, probably because it's so red. Yeah, and they eat my lilies, but that is fine. They are just for to look nice. So I don't care if they get eaten. That's fine. Yeah. Here are some cuttings, which I'm trying to propagate. So I put them in water, and so they can grow roots in the water. These are the plants I still need to get into the soil. So there are some more chilies, some more paprika, some more physalis. This one is new, and this is so fascinating. We call that Peschnelke. I think you would say peat instead of pesch. And it's called this because you could see that much better last week when it was in full bloom. But can you see that? The part below the blossoms is very sticky, like peat. And also it used to be almost black last week. And the green flies, which try to crawl up, get stuck on the glue. So they can't reach the flowers, the blossoms, and they can't damage the plant, which is super cool. Yeah. This is my shadow corner, the most shady corner in my garden, and I planted this freshly this year, on not all of it. The geranium was already there, and also the wolf's garlic, which is now disappearing underneath the soil. But a few weeks ago, the wolf's garlic is always the first to come out, so it was all covered in wolf's garlic in spring. Then when the wolf's garlic gets into flower, the geranium pops up. And now I have also added some more pulmonilla, something like this. We call that Lungenkraut. So lung, pulmonella probably, some ferns, and what's heimisch? A native solidago plant, because we have an invasive neophyte called Solidago canadensis from Canada, but we also have a native form, and that's what I'm trying to grow here. I hope it will survive, because the slugs seem to love it. Yeah, and some grasses and so on. Here is the pond. And this is my crazy banana. Which keeps producing offspring. So I think by now there are 3 of them. And yeah, it is not native at all, and it was not supposed to survive its first winter, but it did. So yeah, climate change, yay! Here's the wild roses climbing into the ginkgo biloba tree. It's also pretty nice. Jan, was ist los? Cat is scared of something. Yeah, there's a lot of life in the pond at the moment. We have the coolest larvae down there. I can't reach it very well with my phone, but we have soldier fly larvae, and there's a frog, and libella larvae, and Köcherfliegenlarven. They're so cool, and I have no clue what they are called in English. Let's see if I can find one for you. They are drifting around here. Oh yeah, there's one. Come here, buddy. Come here. I know. I will let you go quickly. Come on. So this might look... Oops. Oh no, it got out. Okay, I have to look for another one. There must be bigger ones too. I might crop that out if it takes too long and then just show you the success. So kind of cheating. No, it didn't get out. It just pretended to. And now it's climbing around down there. Sneaky little dude. Is that one? Let me see. Oh, they are so good. And no, they're not. No, this is a forfeit effect. So when I want to show you, then but there is one for sure. Here, they have the craziest like what's Rüstung? They hide in the craziest kind of stuff. And this one in here, there's a larvae. I will put it back in the water. Oh look, here's a frog. Can you see it? And they built the protection gear from everything they can find in the pond, from this stuff and leaves and tiny little shells and little stones, and they look so cool. There's a newt. I don't know if you can see it. Down there. Can you see it? I hope you can. Yeah, so there's so much life in this pond. And in the upper one, the birds are always throwing a bath party, a beach party every day. Yeah. Was ist los, Maus? Was ist los? So this is the back half of the garden. Here I have to use the covers, not because of the cold or anything, but because the birds would eat my saplings. So yeah, they have to stay protected a bit. The beans are coming along super slowly this year. I don't know what's wrong. And so are the squashes and the cucumbers and the pumpkins. So I'm not giving up hope yet, but they are so slow. I don't know what's wrong. Never happened to me before. Yeah, and down here are some more plants growing from seed and also need bird protection. There's some ginger and some turmeric. Some more chilies and paprikas. Hushi really likes chilies. That's why I'm growing so many of them. This is a comfrey. I have many different kinds of comfrey in my garden. They are super nutrient. They save a lot of, I think it's phosphorus. Maybe it's potassium. I think it's potassium. So when I use them as mulch, it adds, it's like a fertilizer for the soil and the plants, which is really cool. This is my grandma's apple tree, which has some little larvae from a certain kind of moth in the leaves right now. But that is completely fine because they will be gone in a few weeks, and they are also really important food for the nestlings of tits, the tiny birds. So yeah, they need them to feed their offspring. Here's some more physalis and paprika. This is all nasturtium, and none of this I have sown this year. So it's all from seeds which fell to the ground last year. So I know for next year I don't have to pre-grow any nasturtium. It will come back anyway. When I mow the lawn, I always leave some islands, some little aisles, so the insects can hide and have something to eat. Yeah. Here's my dry stone wall. And I replanted it, almost all of it, this year because I hardly had any native plants in there. Most of them were Mediterranean, and I'm really trying to change that bit by bit to more native plants in my garden because they are so essential for our native insects. They are dependent on them. Yeah. What's that called in English? I used to know that. I can't remember, but I'm sure you know. I love the smell. Elderberry, right? Is it elderflower and elderberry? I think that's it. When they are starting to go into bloom, that smell which fills the air, especially in the late afternoons and early evenings, that is the smell of spring for me. It makes me so happy, even more than the lilac. Much more than the lilac, to be honest. This is my garlic, lots of it this year. Some is rather thin and some is really, really thick. I think that's called elephant garlic. They have gloves like this. Hi, na? This old lady is getting a bit grandma-like, a little bit dementia and sometimes quite scared. Yeah, she will be 12 this year, I think. Yeah. This is Jerusalem artichoke. We call that topinambur. It is a weed. When you plant it once, you can never get rid of it anymore, and it comes up even outside of the flower bed, as you can see. It is a kind of sunflower, but it has tubers, which you can eat, and they are very rich in inulin, which is good for the insulin levels also. But I didn't know that they would spread so widely when I planted them. So if I had known, I would have planted them in a pot and not in the bed. But yeah, I'm trying to keep them in check. Yeah, this is my palm tree cabbage, which is so lovely, and it will go into flower soon. It is from last year, but I'm already growing some new ones for this year. And there are some strawberries. Yum, 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 yum. And back here, this is getting very thick, which it is supposed to, because when I planted it in very small distance to each other, so that it would eventually turn into a bird's safe space for birds. Let's put it this way. Here are some peas climbing up and a big sage, which I didn't plant there. And also, I didn't plant potatoes here. I guess they came along with the compost. Hi, buddy. Hey. Hi. Na du? Hi. Na, willst du Hallo sagen? Ja, fine. Yeah. This poor guy. If I had more time, I would take him for a walk every once in a while, because he belongs to an elderly couple who are both not able to take him for a walk anymore. So he's basically stuck in his garden the entire day and barks a lot. Poor guy. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know if you heard last year from me, if I told you that I sadly don't have bunnies anymore. They were stolen from a marten. Oh my goodness. I think I can harvest some mushrooms over there. What do you see there? Ah, fantastic. Oh, wow. Cool. I don't come here often anymore since I don't have bunnies anymore. So, but I don't want to. Yummy. They are full of, what is that? Some kind of flies. Hey, shoot. Well, I guess I can wash it off. Those are some kind of... I think that's Zitronenseitlinge, but I have no idea what it's called in English. Well, anyway, my bunnies, the marten, came from behind, tore off the peat tape, and stole my bunnies. And stole the smaller bunny, and the bigger bunny was killed down here and left because it didn't fit through the hole. So sadly, no bunnies anymore. Yeah. And no Tashi anymore, so I only have my 3 cats by now. But I sometimes get like a guest dog, Milo. Really nice doggy. Yeah. Isn't it beautiful? It's so high. Yeah, that was about it. Oh, this is cool too. This is called Angelica, Archangelica. So we also say angel root because you can use the root in the first year. It is biannual, so this is when it's going into bloom, it's the second year. But in the first year, when it's not producing a flower, you can harvest the root, and it's really good, for example, when you have a cold and yeah, you want to get rid of a sore throat and coughing and so on. Well, yeah, that was about it. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day, evening, or whatever time it is in your place when you're watching that. Bye bye.